helps them to be themselves. So in case you didn't get the memo, I'm a gay man. And I know you're thinking it, he's probably as gay as Elton John's fanny pack. But in fact, it's an important part of my identity and one that I connect to strongly. When I first joined Teach for America as an openly gay man, it did not take long for me to feel valued and respected as a part of the organization. However, I wasn't sure if my identity was going to be valued in my school community as well as in my classroom. Would I be able to be myself on an everyday basis in my everyday life? Perhaps the reason this was so important to me is because I honestly value being open and honest, and the thought of being closeted in my own classroom made me feel like I would be taking steps backwards in my own life. This consideration was my consuming thought entering Teach for America. Starting my first year in my 4th grade classroom, each new day I questioned how long would it be before I was able to come out and tell my students. But still, I could not shake the wondering, how would these 4th graders respond, and would any of my parents be upset? My stomach would churn with dread, thinking of potential, conversations and worst-case scenarios with court cases, with communities pitted against one another. Meanwhile, I found solace in the fact that my principal and my school community supported me, and I knew when the time was right that I would be able to come out to my students. It did not take long in my class before I realized that my students were responding to me as an individual. From my personal style to my theatrical sense of humor, students were thriving on me being me. My confidence was helping them be more confident in many ways. My classroom within the first 2 weeks of school was already becoming a place where students were safe to be exactly who they were. I recall hearing a male student defend himself for wearing a pink shirt. Pink is not just for girls. Girls don't have ownership of pink, just like boys don't own blue. As I smiled a gentle smile, I knew the time was drawing near. When a student asked, Mr. Burbank, do you want to get married? I knew my opportunity had come. Though my heart began to race, I quickly seized the moment. Well, yes, I do want to get married, but to a man. I'm gay. I'm gay, which is when a man falls in love with another woman or with another man. That would have been confusing. Which is when a man falls in love with another man or a woman falls in love with another woman. A lot of people are born this way. After a few initial snickers and a few, I knew it, I answered several questions, and we were back to the lesson just as quickly as it had began. But with one noticeable exception. I felt more myself, more empowered, and more free. In the months that followed, I was able to revisit my identity as we encountered discrimination in our social studies and conflict resolution curricula. Being out in my classroom has been so beneficial to my students and to my broader school community. In fact, my new batch of students this year were ready to talk about it on the first day because news had already gotten around last year. My principal has even noted that she has heard a huge decrease in using the word gay in a negative way, like the tired, that's so gay, or more importantly, the absence of the dreaded F word, ever a damaging slur. More importantly, I know that me being out and open has helped make 300 students from all different cultural backgrounds more tolerant, accepting, and open to new ideas. What does our world need more? Teaching them to accept others and themselves is not only life-changing, but can also be life-saving. In this work, no matter where our futures are taking us, there are so many things that will pull on our sense of identity, for all of us. For me, at times I felt that I had to be the authoritarian, had to project a certain image or fit a certain model of excellence that just weren't me. But it takes courage to actually practice individuality every day, courage to be your true, authentic self. I hope and pray that your students have been able to see you in all of your glory. If not, tomorrow presents a new opportunity. As I belted with my students at our winter concert last year, from Rent's Seasons of Love. It truly is time to sing out because the story never ends.
I do not like waking up early in the morning. In fact,